All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever really thought about the difference between being liked and being respected? They seem similar, but there's this massive invisible gap between them. And the crazy thing is, most of us, well, we're accidentally destroying the respect people have for us, all without saying a single word. So, what is the real difference, right? We're all kind of conditioned to chase being liked. We think that's the key to social success. But here's the trap. While we're busy trying to get everyone to like us, we end up giving away the one thing that actually gives us weight in the world: respect. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack here. I mean, society basically drills this into our heads from day one, doesn't it? That respect is all about the flashy stuff. It's your title on a business card, the money in your bank account, or just being the loudest person in the room. But honestly, that's probably one of the biggest myths we're told about how social power actually works. And you can see the two worlds collide right here. On one side, you've got the myth. Respect is loud. It screams, "Look at my title, look at my money." On the other side, though, is the actual truth. Real, deep respect, it's quiet. It's earned through things you do, not things you say. It's about your actions, your boundaries, and your ability to control yourself when things get heated. So let's talk about these unseen mistakes that just tank our social standing. You know, the reason people might overlook you usually isn't some huge, dramatic screw-up. Nope, it's way more subtle. It's a bunch of small, weak social habits that just slowly, quietly eat away at how people see you over time. And here they are, the 5 big culprits. That victim mindset, the constant people-pleasing, getting sucked into other people's drama, working your butt off and just hoping someone notices, and, oh yeah, that "I already know everything" attitude. Every single one of these is like a silent signal to the world that says, "Don't take me seriously." But the good news is, we've got a powerful, silent fix for every single one. Which brings us to the main event. We're going to talk about 5 actionable, silent power moves. These are the things you can do to replace those weak habits. The whole point is to teach people to respect you, not because you demand it, but because your actions, your very presence, command it. All right, let's get to it. Power move number 1. And trust me, this one is the foundation for everything else. So, on one hand, you have the victim mindset. We all know this energy, right? It's the constant complaining, the blaming everyone else for your problems. It just screams helpless. The power move? You flip that script entirely. You adopt what we call extreme accountability. This is about owning it all: your story, your mistakes, your part in everything. It's this quiet, unshakable strength that people just can't help but respect. There's actually a cool psychological term for this: locus of control. See, a victim mindset comes from an external locus of control, this deep belief that outside forces run your life, that you're just a passenger. But here's the thing. As humans, we are fundamentally wired to admire agency, to respect people who are in the driver's seat of their own lives. So when you take accountability, you're signaling, "I'm in control." And that earns instant respect. Okay, on to number 2. And this is a big one, especially for all the kind, good-hearted people out there. This one can be tough. I'm talking about people-pleasing. You know, always agreeing to everything, saying sorry for things that aren't even your fault. Sure, it might make people like you in the short term, but what you're really teaching them is that your time, your energy, and your boundaries are worthless. The power move is simple, but not easy. Learning to say no. A firm, calm no isn't about being mean. It's a declaration of self-respect. And let's be real, how can anyone else respect you if you don't respect yourself first? All right, number 3. This one's all about what's going on inside of you when everything on the outside is going crazy. Picture this. You're in a super tense meeting, or maybe a family argument is blowing up. The default weak reaction is to match that energy, right? They get loud, you get louder. They get frantic, you get frantic. But the real power move is to stay absolutely steady. You keep your emotional energy calm and controlled. When you do that, you don't just avoid the drama, you instantly become the anchor in the room. This is what we call emotional contrast. Just look at that difference. Their drama is way up here, chaotic and messy. Your energy is down here, low and stable. That gap is where respect is born. Because people on a deep, primal level respect what they can't control. And they can't emotionally manipulate someone who's that grounded. Let's talk about power move number 4. And this one might go against everything you've ever been told about just putting your head down and working hard.
So many of us are guilty of this silent suffering. We pour our hearts and souls into our work. We stay late, we go the extra mile, and we just cross our fingers and hope anyone will notice. But here's the hard truth. Respect isn't earned by invisible effort. It's earned through visible integrity. This means you have to actually show your standards. You have to talk about your work, own your wins. It's not about being a bragger. It's about making your hard work and your high standards impossible to ignore.
And that brings us to our fifth and final power move. This one is so important. It's all about finding that perfect sweet spot between confidence and curiosity.
You know the quickest way to make someone lose all respect for you? It's that "I already know" attitude. It just screams arrogance, and it kills any chance of a real connection. People don't hear wisdom, they just hear noise. The real power move here is what I call quiet curiosity. See, true respect isn't given to the person who talks the most. It's given to the person who knows when to be quiet and actually listen.
And there's a fascinating psychological reason for this, called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It basically says that often the less someone knows, the more confident they are that they know everything. Sound familiar? The person who's always talking is often the one with the least to say. So by staying curious, by asking questions, you're actually signaling real intelligence and a deeper kind of confidence. And that's way more respectable than just being loud. So let's bring this all together. If there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that you can't force anyone to respect you. It just doesn't work. Real, lasting respect isn't something you get from other people. It's something that radiates out from you. It all starts with how you handle yourself. And this really just nails it, doesn't it? Respect is what happens naturally when you take accountability for your life, when you protect your boundaries, and when you stay calm while the world around you is falling apart. The second you stop begging for validation and just start living by these principles, everything changes. You'll stop needing to ask for respect because people will just give it to you. It becomes an automatic response to the person you've become. So I'll leave you with this question. Think back on those 5 moves we just covered. Taking accountability, saying no, staying emotionally stable, having visible integrity, and being quietly curious. Which one of those just hit you? Which one are you going to start working on today?